Obviously, couldn't be more disappointed in our team. And obviously, 100% on me right there with Oakland City and Evansville from last year in terms of, just a, piss poor performance. And, that's on that, 100% on myself. You got to have your team ready to play. You got to have your team ready to execute. We came out, I thought we were, early on, we made 4 threes, I think, in the first media timeout, and we were moving the ball a little bit. And then, we were just, we talked about going into this game really trying to be more disciplined defensively, trying to be more sound defensively, and, run through a passing lane and give up a open 2, get rejected ball screen, give up a dunk, don't, get knocked, give up a open 3, they bang it down. And so at the end of the first media, it's 12-11. And, from there, offense just went in the mud. I thought everything was a step slow, beat off. If we made we missed a lot of open passes. We had, multiple. I think in the first half we gave up 8 points on above the break turnovers. We had, I think, 3 possessions in a row. We turned it over above the break, gave them layups. It was just a all around a horrendous performance. And then, down the stretch, the play where we, knocked the ball in our basket with 1 second left, and, Jude tries to bat it, and the bank 3 and the Hail Mary from half court. I mean, those things happen. The basketball gods, when a team plays like we did, they kind of make sure the right team won, and the right team won the day. And I was out coached and we were outplayed, and, just, across the board, really horrendous performance. And like I said, 100% responsible for that.
Coop said, and it wasn't one person, an entire team, the mentality is not tough enough on this team. Do you agree with him, and how do you fix that?
I think that certainly one thing we've discussed is all really good teams that compete at the highest level. There's a couple of non-negotiables, and I think physical and mental toughness is in there, certainly at the very top, along with your work ethic day to day. And we've had some breakdowns there with mental toughness. We've had some guys that whether it's a bad play bleeding into multiple bad plays, guys falling asleep. We had second half. We come out of the gates and give them we get beat on the back door, or, have the shot clock down at 1 second. We, hammer a guy from behind. I mean, those are all lack of discipline, lack of toughness, mental toughness, plays. We had a number of those in the half. We had some times where and so really, it takes, how do you build it? I mean, I got to find the guys who are going to do it. I mean, that's how you build it. You find the guys on the team that are going to, do it. You try to find 5 and put that together. I'm searching in terms of rotations, which, is frustrating. You don't want to be searching. You want to have a set rotation and guys you can count on, but I haven't been able to find that. And today was, the previous 2 games, I thought we competed inside the games, and our lack of soundness, our lack of discipline, our lack of mental toughness, I thought was the separator in those games. Today was, we couldn't have been, more flat, more disengaged. And again, that falls on coaching. Like, if you're going to, if you compete and you lay it out there, and we shot 8 for 35 from 3 and had a lot of wide open looks, and, I could live with that. If we played well and just, missed a bunch of shots, and man, they threw up some Hail Marys and they went in, but that's not why we lost. That's not all that, we didn't deserve to make shots. We didn't deserve to make shots. We didn't deserve to get stopped. So, the ball tends to bounce that way. You can bank a 3 in, you can, throw up a prayer with 1 second from half court and knock it in, and all that type of stuff when, when you're competing, and when the other team is not. It's kind of the game honors, competitiveness, it honors toughness. And, we didn't deserve any breaks, and we didn't get any breaks.
Coach, do you see any kind of takeaway from this in terms of entering the conference season? You're going to play teams that have experience some downs and being ready for a team primed to come in and catch you off guard?
Yeah, I mean, my whole concern. I mean, if we don't play better, you know, our we won't win a game. I mean, you play like this, you're not going to beat anybody. I mean, there's no offense to, Northern Illinois. I mean, but if we play at this level, this competitiveness level, this execution level, this level of detail, this level of togetherness, all really good teams, they have a high capacity for work. There's a daily work that's involved that they embrace. There's a level of mental and physical toughness that you got to have to kind of, play a competitive sport like this and handle adversity and the ups and downs. And there's, a level of togetherness that's got to exist inside the group where you can enjoy each other's success, where you can be, even if things aren't going well for you, you can be a good teammate to your team. And, all the good teams have that. And so my concern isn't, Evansville or anything else. I mean, my concern is Indiana State. If Indiana State plays like they did today, Indiana State will finish the year 2-18 in the Missouri Valley. So there's really no worry about who we're playing. There's nobody that will play that performance would have a snowball's chance and of beating. So, that's on me to fix it and to get a group out there that's going to play together, play with urgency, play with purpose. And, I'm going to spend the next few days really trying to, introspectively look. Of course, when adversity hits, I think the keys are to be accountable and be solution oriented. So, the accountability starts with me. I put that team out there. We weren't ready to play. Again, I said it. I mean, I own it. That's 100% on me. And now, what are the solutions? And that's what I've got to start figuring out. And hopefully everybody in that locker room will do the same.
You beat teams you weren't supposed to coming in, and 3 or 4 losses are to teams you were favored to beat. Do you see the guys maybe a comfort level they shouldn't have in those kind of games, or where do you see? I mean, you've dropped games you really shouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly possible. I mean, that's a mental toughness thing, right? I mean, to come in every game prepared and to be focused and not let an opponent's record or an opponent's ranking or rating dictate your level of effort, your level of focus. I mean, that goes back to, your mental toughness, right? It takes mental toughness to handle success. It takes mental toughness to overcome adversity. It takes mental toughness to play with complete, focus and intensity for 40 minutes and not be moved by the scoreboard, right? Like, this is still the same team that beat Drake and beat Southern Illinois and was up 30 at half in Miami, Ohio, and we're the team that, has lost a number of games that are head scratching, and that goes back to, if we've shown anything in the first semester, it's that we've been consistently inconsistent. Even in those games that we won, we had big leads and lost them, and then we rallied back to win them, right? I mean, we led Drake by 14, lost the lead, came back. We led Southern Illinois by 14, lost the lead, came back. We led, we had an 11-point lead late at Southern Indiana, 5.5 minutes to go. Had a 16-point lead at Duquesne. Today was the first day that I felt like we didn't even, show up ready to play. And we could get into, it's the holidays. It was the holidays for them too. And they had to get on the bus and come here and play. It's the same day of the year for them. So all that's, that's just excuses. And, so whether that's, whether, we're playing up or down to competition, again, that's the sign of a mentally weak team, right? I mean, if you're not, the opponent shouldn't dictate your level of focus or your level of energy. And coming in off 2 straight losses, with the holiday break ahead, I mean, we should be amped. I honestly thought, we were ready to play. Like, I really did. I left practice yesterday. I left Sheeran this morning thinking, we're ready to go. And again, you can look at the 8 for 35. I'll go back and watch the film. You don't really know how to watch the film, but I would venture to say most of those 35 I'm going to be pretty pleased with. That, there's probably a handful and, 5, 6, 7 that were, I can off the top of my head remember that I would quantify as bad shots, but the majority of them, feet set, wide open, off paint touches. But that has nothing to do with why we lost that game. That has 0 to do with why we lost the game. We could have gone 8 for 35 and won that game. we made 5 threes in Southern Illinois and won. We made 8 or 11 threes here, 11 for 31 against Drake and won. The 8 for 35 had nothing to do with it, absolutely zero. So you got to credit Northern Illinois. I thought, again, outcoached us, outplayed us, and deserved to win the game. And then, for us, it's we get 3 days away from each other, which probably is a good thing at the moment. And then we got to reconvene, and I've got a lot over these next 3 days to really unpack and sift through to figure out, how to turn this around.